Ah, welcome everyone. Welcome to Drakenmemoria. For those of you who might be wondering what this is, well, this is Dungeons and Dragons, or more specifically, a group of people playing Dungeons and Dragons. So if this isn't something you want to watch, well, too bad. We started, we're not planning on changing, and it's going to be the exact same thing next week. Well, not exactly the same thing, because the story moves along, but still.
I mean, unless, of course, we find ourselves in a time loop, then we might do the exact same thing next session.
Or if you watch the rerun on Friday, it's going to be the exact same thing. And I'm going to be making the exact same bad jokes at the beginning, so. But if you're not watching this on Friday, well, this is actually new content, and it's going to be new content next week, and so on and so on and so on. So if you don't like Dungeons and Dragons, well, there's a whole lot other channels are live right now. Some of them are good, some of them are excellent, and some of them, well, I'm just glad to know that there are some of them that are worse than us. So just take your pick, and we won't mind. Well, I won't. I'm not. Maybe one of my players will mind, but I won't. But for everyone else who is actually here because they want to be here, because they like Dungeons and Dragons, because they're bored and they saw that, oh, there was Dungeons and Dragons, why not watch? Or because someone told them, hey, this isn't half bad of a channel, so go ahead. Welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. We hope you're going to have a good evening. And that's about it. As always, just a little bit of publicity for those helping us. There's Chaotic Calling, another D&D channel, who often raids us, usually half an hour in. But hey, if you're from there because you wanted to watch us, because, I don't know, you don't particularly like the campaign they're doing on Wednesdays, hey, that's cool. We don't mind. Say hi in the chat. It's always fun to know who's there and where you're from. If you're from somewhere, And
Everybody's from somewhere.
well, that's a lack of imagination. All right, so and Kearney City Guild, but I'm pretty sure no one's from there. At least not anyone recently. But hey, if you are, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you with us. Kearney City Guild is a Discord channel for people. I think it's their look now. They've decided to focus on one-shots. So if you're looking for people to play one-shots, you can always go there. All of the links are below the window in one of the panels. If you're watching this on YouTube or Patreon, the links are in the description. And if we have some music, combat maybe, or if the party spends some time in an inn, because right now the only ambience music I have are campfires and inns. So if they spend time on one of those tonight, you will also be hearing some music and the link for where they have been taken and modified, because you can build your own music also with that. The link is also below or in the description. And that's about it. That's everything. Oh yeah, and we're finally affiliate. So if you want to subscribe, cheer, give bits, hey, that's activated now. So go right ahead.
Like, comment, subscribe, give us 5 stars, leave a comment.
Just associate this with whatever channel it's supposed to go, because 5 stars, I'm not really sure on which channel that's going to go, but hey, if there's one channel that gives stars, give us at least one. Come on, at least 2.5 out of 5. It's otherwise. All right, so I think that's all of the publicity and everything we have to say before it starts. And one day we will have an introduction. A video introduction, but hey, we don't have. So take a moment, And then let's start the game. So, I know I say so a lot. I do the same thing in French. It's just a different word. Last time. Well, last time was a bit of a stress relief for the party. Well, more or less. Because they had a fight which lasted most of the episode. So, and a bit beyond also. But hey, fights are always fun. They allow you to test out your skills and hopefully lose no one. But unfortunately, it is what happened last episode. As not one of the players, but one of their companion was reduced to bits during the fight. So it was a fight that was coming from the start, from the moment they entered into the mountains on their quest to find where the hunter cult had set up their new temple or base of operation, and they knew there would be a confrontation. They prepared, or so they thought, and well, the confrontation happened. They were almost ambushed during the night. Fortunately, party members discovered that the ambush was happening. They warned a few of the defenders of the caravan they're following, and because of that, more people survived and more elements of the caravan weren't destroyed. But unfortunately, they forgot that their help didn't have a whole lot more experience than they did. So they thought she would be able to handle herself alone in her corner. And when the fight was done, they realized that she was on the same level as them in more than one ways. So the fight didn't go well and they lost a comrade. Not only lost, but some party members discovered that she was tortured while in combat, torn to pieces by wolf bites, and just to make sure that nothing was left, hit with several spells which erupted the ground in large column of churned earth, and they had to dig her out of this problem with bits and pieces of her missing at the end of this excavation. And so this is where the last episode ended. Everyone went back to bed. They managed to have their long rest. And now they're all slowly coming into consciousness, except for Fisher, who's just going back to being more active. Coming back into consciousness, realizing that last night was not a dream, and they actually did lose someone. And this is where we are. So Jorg, audience, Remy, and Fisher, what are you doing?
Well, first of all, in the morning, I am going to have Terranad switch his skills to perception.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh, also, what would have been around the time where we would have been attacked last night, approximately?
I'd say probably a little bit after midnight.
Okay, good to know.
So it is a little bit late compared to the hour that you usually wake up, but you all have your long rest. And the day is about to start as the dome fades, because I'm pretty sure Remy recasted it. As the dome fades and you find yourself gently woken up by the morning air. Morning air and... Oh, wow. Unpleasant humidity, but it's not raining. And, well, there's wind, but since you're walking in mountain paths, the wind is a bit blocked by the different ridges and stone walls around you. So, as you wake up in the morning, you do feel that little of having slept in a controlled environment and then suddenly being hit by the morning humidity of oh, that's not pleasant.
Well, since Remy doesn't have a private place to shine his jewels,
Well, you can always recast the dome without anyone in it, so...
so I think instead for like maybe, I don't know, I guess maybe it would only be for an hour as people are like, like starting to pack things up again during that hour time. He's just going to continue practicing trying to break his big heavy rock.
You even have a variety of rocks now. There's boulders, there...
Yeah, so just like just walks up to one that looks sturdy, just like holds the vibrating dagger toward it and just goes, nope. Tries again.
The problem with the rocks is that they don't move on their own. So it's... it takes you a little while before... Oh, right.
Well, no, they're at, I mean, like, it would be at the level where they would take initial, as well.
Yeah, that's right. You're all level 5, so now you have... there's actually a little bit of damage coming along with cantrips like those. Yeah, alright, so... Sorry,
That's why I'm like, he's just like practicing, like, hopefully getting it to at least break just by tapping it.
I'm still
on an
not
object
used
first.
to... Yeah, I'm still not used to having all of you being level 5. New abilities, new possibilities. Alright.
Audience is going to wake up and go to talk with the caravan leader, just to kind of see what the situation is, how far out they are, what the loss was.
Yeah, that's relatively easy to find. Make a perception roll. More to see how long you take to find him, and not if you find him.
All right. Yeah, there's those 20s I was missing last session. I find him immediately. That's where I needed it.
Hashtag not bitter.
You look around and, oh, that must be the guy yelling orders. Yeah.
Pain. All right.
So you see a dwarf with black hair, a black beard, and just taking in reports from everyone and giving orders for packing the different carts.
All right, I will walk over to the caravan leader. So, what's the damage?
Oh, well, they apparently were mostly aiming for spell supplies. They really raided everything that had to do with spell component used in magic. Cathan had made sure to tell us to bring a whole bunch of diamonds, and they're all gone. And I've heard that her own things have been pilfered, so... I think that was the main interest. They did steal a few bags of food, but they left most of it. It really was just valuable things, mostly for spells.
Well, at least the village will still be able to get most of its food and medicine supply then.
Yeah, oh, we still have to get there. It's still 3 days.
Yeah.
At the,
And we...
at the end of the day, we should reach a town. After that, the next day there is another town, and then 2 days, just like the ones we just had, before reaching the last town before we reach the monastery. So.
Alright. Well, we'll obviously stick with you for the remainder of the time. Although I do have to report to the other group about the loss of our comrade, as she was one of the leaders of our separate expedition. So, but we will stick out with you, obviously, till you reach the village, but not completely sure where we're going to go from there. For the monastery.
Well, we're gonna try and reach it. It's a bit of a long walk, but hey, we lost 6 people in total. You only lost 1, so maybe there's a chance that we'll actually get there. Let's just hope that every day isn't like this.
Yeah. We'll give him a nod. Kind of pat him on the shoulder, like, keep up the good work, and then I'm gonna go find the rest of my party and tell them that we should check in with the other group and see if they'd suffered any similar attacks or warn them that, just in case.
We called them. Actually, we gained 2 or 3 comrades. Weird, right?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Alright.
I mean, which group are you talking about, though?
Not the high level one. The other group that split off from us.
Okay. I mean, I feel like we might as well tell everybody.
I mean, we might, but I'm gonna first call the group that I feel would actually be in the most peril, which would be the other low-level group that split off from us.
All right.
So I guess, who would I call? Or I guess I'd have to call the garden first to get me in contact with one of them. So I'd call the garden.
Audience pulls out his phone book.
So, oh yeah, we'd only have 1 number. All right.
Why did they give me a whole book if there's just 1 number in it?
Operator?
Well,
Excuse me, operator, Sierra?
well, you've never asked if there was a way to directly join another person, so.
Yeah. Audience, I was going to pause orb and press the numbers on at 911.
And then you hear a message saying, "Emergency transport in 1 minute. You can cancel."
Damn, would have been helpful last night to know that. Okay, I guess too late for that now. Cancel that.
All right. So you activate the orb, and it takes but a moment, and you hear the voice of Syrah. However, there is a little bit of
static?
Yeah, we'd call it static. I'm not sure what audience would call it, but so it's
not the best connection.
Yeah, that's it. It's not the best connection. There is a little bit of interference in it, but you can still hear Syrah fairly well. So as always, she greets you. "Hello, this is Syrah."
Yes. This is Audience, along with this party of adventurers. I am reporting in. I have the unfortunate news to tell you that last night we were attacked by druids of the hunter cult, along with some shadow wolves. We think they summoned. Our caravan was attacked, and unfortunately, Catherine did not make it. She perished in the fight.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Well, if you're being hunted, just go on the cautious side. If she still has her her coin and her orb. Sorry.
Or Horb. Just a second.
We didn't find her coin or orb, correct?
Yeah. Well, you weren't looking for that specifically.
All her stuff was kind of taken. So
Her backpack was taken, but belt pouch were still there. Component pouch was missing.
I don't know. I'll mention at like one of the others to look at her belt pouch and see if we still have any of that stuff.
So
Sure, I'll look.
Actually, I would have probably buried her with her belt pouch, so we have no idea. Uh-oh.
Didn't Raimi rifle through all your stuff before?
No, he didn't. I don't think he did.
Yeah,
Pretty sure he did. Yeah,
Did he?
he definitely.
So remind me what you rolled exactly on that search. I think it was relatively good.
It was above 20.
Above
It might have been 23, 24.
All right. So Remy, you would know that why do I keep saying this? Her orb was broken, didn't survive the attack, and you did find her coin.
Okay.
But it's still with her unless you decided to take it. But you know that these coins relate to specific persons, so.
Like, look, Raimi's a thief, but he's not a thief. He doesn't throw Pokemon at a Pokemon that's already caught.
So yes, here tells you, well, just to be on the safe side, try to recover her coin and her orb.
Audience will say her orb was apparently broken and her coin we buried with her, but
Well, I suppose that's something if you're confident that no one's gonna exhume her body.
I think the cult took what they wanted from her already. I don't think they're gonna dig up the grave.
Very well. Well, I don't know if there are any consideration to be had with her. Did you maybe her family, clan, where she's from? Maybe they have their specific burial preferences? I don't know.
I don't know.
Alright, well. Let's just hope that whatever you did was sufficient for her. Alright, I'll inform.
I was also
Yes?
wishing to get in contact with a many member, let's see, of the lower level group, so I guess I could ask for someone in particular.
Yes, of course.
Who do I know is in the other group? Let's see, I know Bertrand is. Bertrand.
Yeah. He
I
is
would-
part of that group.
Recommend contacting Darkaheen or Lucen. Bertrand. I mean, you could go with Bertrand.
So,
I mean, I just
of the
is
people
member of
you
the group.
know, Darkaheen is there. There's Longshot that is part of this group. There's Lucen, yes. There's Sierra, the ranger. Not the ranger, the archer. I forgot to mention it, but Carl is also part of his group. The gnome from your world, not theirs.
Okay.
And Bertrand, you know, he's part of that group also.
Well, audience has just said Bertrand because he knows he was part of that group, so.
Okay. Yes, that's easy enough to do. All right, we'll take all of this into consideration, add it to our own knowledge already, add this to the board, and
Yeah.
well, try and be careful. There's a lot of interference. Something's happening where you are. When the night comes, I'm sure Kaiten told you, when the night comes, communication just stops.
Yeah.
which is an indication that something's happening, something that relates to the night. Maybe a ritual. Long rituals are usually not a good thing, especially when carried out by enemies such as yours. So be careful, and well, always be mindful of our capability to get you out. But let's hope it doesn't come to that. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna tie in Bertrand with this. There's a moment, a little bit of music. And then suddenly you hear Bertrand. Yes?
Yes. This is audience from the other group that split off.
Yes.
Are you still all together as a group?
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's no problem with that. So far, we haven't encountered a lot. We've scared off a band of marauding orcs. Apparently, they saw us coming and they decided that it was a better idea not to fight us. So, be careful about that. You never know. You might encounter part of their groups, or maybe they have a large clan and they...
Well, we're here to warn you that at least our party, the Hunter Cult, definitely knows we are here. We were attacked last night by two fairly powerful druids, along with a pack of shadow wolves they're able to summon. And while we were able to slay one of them, unfortunately we lost Cathan in the battle last night. Unfortunately, she has perished.
Oh.
So, just letting you guys know to keep on your toes, and especially during the night. Make sure you guys are aware.
Oh, we got 3 attacks last night, but we took care of them easily. No cats.
Listen, they have like double the members we do, okay? Let's
Well, not exactly double, but there are more of them in that group but they're not walking with a caravan, so technically there's more of you with the caravan.
The caravan just got in the way.
Yeah, they didn't do much.
Hey, hold on now. The caravan put in some work in that last fight. There was a whole wolf that none of us touched.
No.
That is a good
And the wolf never died. It got desummoned when we killed the druid.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
I'll warn everyone. And goodness, losing someone so soon.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be careful. I'll relay those warnings.
Also, did Catherine give you guys any information on a Rendeviz or I can't say that. Thank you.
Rendezvous?
Can't say that word. That word right now. Rendezvous.
Rendezvous.
After we were gonna do like where we were supposed to go next, because I actually don't know. Did she give your group any information on that?
Well, we're supposed to go at the southernmost point of the disturbance and trying to figure out along the way, visiting village, trying to figure out where their base of operation might be, because she really didn't know. Getting in there on her own was too risky, which is a bit... well, considering things. But yeah, she really wasn't sure where to go. She just told us to go to the southernmost point. There is a larger town there that usually deals with dwarves, a lot of metal exchange. So it's a fairly large town. So that was our destination. After that, try and figure out more.
Well, hopefully we will either see you there, gain some more enough information in that time. But anyway, good luck. I just wanted to call and stay safe.
Yeah, we'll do our best. I've heard that you were going toward a monastery.
Yes, we were still heading there with what's left
Okay,
of the
yeah.
caravan.
What's left of the caravan? There's been more casualties.
Yes. The besides Captain, 6 of the guards and some of the items were taken. Most of the spell, all of the diamonds that we brought, and
Oh,
spell components were taken.
diamonds.
Yeah, for resurrection. At least is what I've heard.
I don't know. It just makes me think of something that I've heard when I was young. Getting someone back to life is cheap. Getting a god back to life is not. I hope it's not that.
Hopefully not. Well, anyway, best of luck. We should be on our way.
Yeah. Alright, I'll relay everything. Usually if everything went well, we were supposed to rendezvous with the other group, the one that went to the other side of the mountain. They weren't going as far in, but they were taking a more dangerous route. So, but take your time. We're here to find them. And if they are trying to mess with gods, I think we really need to find that before leaving this place.
Yeah, I would agree.
Alright, well, okay, so is there something that I need to say to close this? I'm done.
Audience has been told this enough that I think he would know how to hang up at this point. Sarah had a whole conversation about this with him
Oh, okay.
after like the 8th time that he left it open for like 6 hours.
Alright, so you...
Audience is just like, well, you go like this, and then you click this button. All
No,
right.
no, that's the reverse cam. No, okay, no, okay, yeah, you turned off you selected the 3rd ringtone. Yeah, I did that once.
Audience knows everything that you could do wrong.
Yeah, no, that's exactly like me. The first time I find myself in a new town or city, I always get lost. But that's a strategy from my mind, because I only get lost once. After that, I know the entire town, village, or city. All right. So you easily tell Bertrand how to end the conversation, and after that, it goes back to Sierra. So, all right. Anything else?
No, that should be all for now.
All right. Well, take care of yourself and be careful. It would be a good idea if you all came back. I know I don't need to say it, but well, this happened. So take care of yourselves.
We will try our best. All right, an audience will hang up, and then I assume the caravan is almost ready to move out at this point.
Well, we haven't been talking for an hour, so there's still a little bit of time, maybe half an hour until it's done. You're noticing that they were preparing meal while some people were putting things on the carts, and they sort of were rotating this. So a few people prepared meals, they ate, then right after that, those that were preparing things came to eat, and the others started to pack things. So they had a little bit of a efficiency rolling thing for preparing and eating at the same time. So it's probably half an hour until everything is ready. They're getting ready to move out, making sure all of the different beasts of burden have been fed and I was going to say watered, but they're not plant. So, but they drank accordingly. And if there's something you want to do before the party keeps on moving, you have half an hour to do it. If not, then I'm rolling to see what happens.
I don't think I have anything.
Yeah. No.
All right.
No.
All right. So on my table, let's.
I feel like we should have kept the coin to give back to her family or something. Or another heirloom, or some symbol of hers.
They took her symbol.
Yeah, not that symbol. Just a symbol.
She's a cleric. That's the symbol.
Yeah. Just something to give back to her family. Not like...
Here, it's a hand.
Oh.
It's from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. At
Like,
least they can
so we
bury
heard,
it.
so we heard that you were engaged. Well, I mean, here's that hand that you asked for.
Fortunately, it's a cleric. Regenerate. All right. So, after half an hour, you all get ready. Audience, do you mount on your mount, or are you walking
Yes,
beside it? All right. Onak takes his time, asks for assistance to get inside the cart so that it's not too awkward looking at him trying to make his way up. And everyone starts to move forward. All right, so there are guards around the caravan. And is there anyone amongst you who would like to do a perception roll?
I'll do one. Or my
Jordan
cat will do one.
loves perceiving.
See if I can get another quick nat 20.
Jordan got a 19.
Okay.
Alright, that's the
No,
my
wait.
cat gets advantage. So
24.
I'm getting a 2. But my cat,
Speaking of nat 20, you're 1/10 of the way
but my
there.
cat is getting a 18.
Okay. So while you are completely distracted, it's still new having a mount, and you just stroking the side of your cat, of your giant cat. Yeah, that's so cool. Fortunately, the cat is paying attention to what's happening behind, around you, and apparently so is Jorg. So it takes a while. You get the feeling that the morning is a bit of a dull one, as a lot of the defenders were slain during the night, and they almost lost half of their group. There's 6 dead and 10 are alive, so they basically lost a third of their group. So their morale is also not soaring right now. So it's a bit of a quiet walk in the mountains. For the first few hours, nothing happens. You're just left with your own thoughts, with your own recollection of what happened during the night. You hear a few loose stones moving as you walk, just Fortunately, I don't have the sound effect for that, so use your imagination and my poor ability to mimic rock falling from high up. But other than that, there's not a lot that happens during those first few hours. As midday is arriving, however, humidity is falling a bit, so slowly it's starting to be a little bit more comfortable. And then you realize, oh yeah, that's gonna be comfortable. There's a few drops of rain that starts falling. Yeah. It's gonna be comfortable and wet. But fortunately, it's not a heavy downpour. It is just a little drizzle, but eventually it is enough to get things wet, and if you do not have the necessary equipment, like Audience's cat, you are you are being carried by a wet snow leopard. But it takes a while before its wet hair smell comes up. But again, you don't see a lot of interesting things. However, just a bit afternoon, maybe 1 o'clock, again, everyone almost rolled exactly the same number, so everyone would notice it. Some of the defenders, Audience, I'm never sure what to call it. Your mount, your battle cat, your snow leopard.
I'll just say my mount.
Your mount, all right. Your mount does pick up on something. There is a shadow following from a distance. Jarg, also, you got 1 point more than the Audience did, so you basically notice it 2.5 minutes before him. You notice very far off, it's a shadow following. Get the feeling that it has a bit of a humanoid shape. It is trying to be discreet. You notice this only because the rain has created a bit of a few slippery points in the rock, and you notice him when this shadow misses a step. He catches himself again, but that's how you... Oh! There it is. Doesn't seem to be approaching, though. It's just spying on you from afar.
I wanna get up by, I guess, Fisher and say, "Don't look now, but we're being followed from and I'll name the direction that I saw the shadow in."
Remy and Fisher, if you want to make a perception roll, since you know where to look, I'll allow you to make a perception roll with advantage.
You told me not to look now, so I'm not gonna look.
Well, then Remy, then.
I'm not
No,
that guy.
Raimi could do it. Raimi could be looking at you all day and you wouldn't know.
That's not creepy at all in any way.
28.
28. It only takes you a few moments when Jorg points out roughly where it is, and you can see this shadow moving. With your perception being higher, you can confirm that it is humanoid in shape. Roughly the size of a human, maybe slightly bigger. But it does have the demeanor of someone scouting, spying, not someone stalking.
Guess Raimi just casually opens his coat and shows Jorg the bandolier of knives.
How long have they been following us for?
Well, Jorg, you've only noticed this, well, not too long ago. I don't know how long you would have taken to warn Fisher and Raimi, but when you decided to do something, it couldn't have, unless you want to take half a day before you warned them. But if you do this fairly fast, you've only noticed this for maybe 10 minutes, not more.
Yeah, it would have been a few minutes just to make sure I knew they were actually following us. But I'll tell them. I don't know. I saw it a few minutes ago, and it's keeping pace with us.
just closes its coat back up.
Aye. Well, I'd say alert. We should alert the rest of the guard, and just keep going.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Audience?
Audience is going to be just on. I mean, he's just going to be aware of it, but he's not going to do anything.
Okay.
Should I try to roll like a deception or stealth check to make it not obvious that I'm telling the guards about the follower, or is it far enough away that it wouldn't really be able to tell that I've noticed?
Well, it's hard for you to tell. He's far enough. You know that he'd have to have a very good perception to be able to discern that you are warning everyone else, especially if they're not taking open action after this. You could just be walking on the group. But if you want to make sure, because, hey, Remy was able to discern a few things, and this person might be a scout of some sort, it might be someone sent to spy on you, so they could have a very good perception. Depending on what you want to do, that could be different roles. Deception, definitely, because you're trying to make this look like inconspicuous. But an argument could be made that this could also be performance, so that you're not betraying any signs while you're doing this, and you're just dum-da-dum, and hey, there's someone watching us.
Mm-hmm. Performance makes a lot of sense.
So I think both can make sense.
Yeah.
So I'll let you choose.
I'll do a performance. Ooh. With a 19, just to go warn the guards, but not like point or anything. Just say
You
there's
feel
someone.
You feel confident that you are able to hide this as you just being friendly with a guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just walk up, stretch your arms, put it around their shoulder, whisper in their ear, "We're being followed."
And then say it out loud. How was that ale last night, huh? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep with a dagger under your pillow tonight.
It's great how the sun rises in the east in the morning.
Let's make sure we all get up in the morning.
All right. So they take this into consideration. They look around, and you can feel a little bit of tension rising within the group, but they seem to be able to keep this not too obvious, but still. So word spread that the party is being followed. All right. Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. So the day keeps on going, and after a few moments, after maybe another hour, moments is a bit short for a few hours. So after a few hours, the drizzle starts to stop, and then you have this moment of, this is gonna be good. Oh, damn it! Why did I open my mouth? You start seeing a little bit of fog. It's not magical fog, it's naturally forming fog. But you do start to notice that your visibility range is slowly diminishing as a fog is slowly setting all around you.
Not gonna lie, I was really hoping for heavy wind.
Well, that's what happens when you're in the mountain, and the wind cannot reach you as easily as when you're in the plains. So there's a little bit of fog that starts gathering up everywhere, reducing your visibility range.
Audience is gonna pull out his mace, which gives because it gives like the 20-foot cone
Yeah.
of light.
All right, so you take out the mace and dong! Yeah, walking on your cat, shield in one hand, mace on the other. Very epic.
Actually,
look.
an additional 20 foot of dim light for another 20 feet. So technically 40 feet, but yeah.
So you slowly.
Just really making myself a target right now. Beacon in the fog.
A target
Audience
for
is a
enemies,
lighthouse
but
in the dark.
a beacon for friendly people. Oh.
Where are you in relation to the caravan?
Probably just to the side of it,
Which
a little
side?
bit.
It's-
The side that I saw the shadow on
Yeah.
would make
Alright.
sense.
So that would be the left side of the caravan.
Alright. I will kind of mirror audience on the other side of the caravan using Terranad to cast light.
Alright.
Does it look like it's any effect on the fog?
No, if nothing else, it just confirms that it is natural fog.
Oh.
This isn't a spell. Well, it could be a spell, but it would be a powerful weather controlling spell, not a magical fog that's just setting in. So you go on the other side, you ask for Terranad, and you hear the magical words that he pronounces. One that you've come to, yeah. You know, it's not because you have light that you're bright. Doom. It always feels like he has a sense of every time he says it. But on what are you casting it? Weapon? A piece of rock that you're lugging around? Yourself?
On your button nose.
Yeah, I guess I'll just do it on my great sword.
All right. So it gives a bit of a StarCraft feeling with the Templars. And your sword becomes a light. I think it's roughly about the same thing as audience. So now you... It's like a ship in the mist with two lights, one on each side, as you're slowly moving in this path, in this fog.
Oh shit, guys, we're sending a bad message. It's 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. Where the fuck is the sea?
We're up in the mountains. Hold on.
It's a boat.
Oh shit, guys. Shit, guys. We found Noah's Ark. We did it.
Free experience. Yay. All right, so with two lights appearing on each side, you're not sure if you're becoming a beacon of hope walking across fog or a group with a huge bullseye on its back. It's... The jury's out on this, but it's one of the two.
DM rolls 20 d20s.
I already did. So, the rest of the day goes relatively smoothly. Fisher, every hour you recast light on your sword. And audience, you simply have to keep it out. You don't see the shadow again, but maybe it's either because they can see in fog, or simply because the fog is covering them better than it is covering you right now, as you are moving in fog, 2 beacons of light. When the day slowly starts to come to an end, and the fog seems to be lifting slowly, becoming less thick, your visibility range is still not all that it can be when you reach the walls of the next village. You hear the cavern master go, "All right, we're there. Oh, that was a bit creepy. And I have to admit, I wasn't sure about... Oh, God. Well, don't close those lights yet." And as he looks in front of him, and you follow his gaze, and you realize that the gate of the town has just come into range of vision from the mist. The gates have been pushed in.
Like broken in, or they're just open?
As in, someone used the battering ram.
Oh, good. That's what you want to see. Audience immediately, actually, ignoring pretty much the caravan guy will, in fact, pretty much immediately put away his mace and draw his longsword.
And then you realize your mistake, as it has been overflown with undead.
They just start piling out.
Audience, you should ask your cat if it smells anything.
I mean, okay. My cat will try and smell something.
Make a perception roll
Can
with
Jordan
advantage.
cast guidance on the cat?
Yeah, you can.
So what is
Cast
that?
guidance on anything.
A D4.
You can
Well, it's
cast
guided
guidance
now.
on anything that is living.
Disadvantage.
Nice.
So, okay, so that's going to be 18, then plus the D4. 19.
19. So as you arrive, you ask your cat, "Do you smell anything?" And it's faint. But there is a slight smell of death. We missed...
Can you tell what attacked the town? Can you tell what's causing it?
There's a lot of smells in there. Whatever happened, we missed it.
Actually,
I'll turn back.
how far is the caravan away? Now that I think about it.
I'll turn back to the caravan. I'll be like, it seems that we are coming upon the remains of a battle, not an ongoing one. I think that we may be too late for this town.
So to answer Remy's question, the caravan is probably maybe 100, 150 feet away from the door. Because of the fog, your visibility range was severely reduced. So...
Oh, no, I get you. Just,
Okay.
maybe once we get close enough, just to maybe paint another picture, audience has like a few uses of a certain paladin skill.
Alright, so at least we don't have to worry about whatever attacked, but if the doors have been left open, means there's no one left alive in there. We still need to be careful.
Audience is gonna go scout ahead with this cat.
How late is it?
It's a bit hard to tell because of the fog, but there's still light. So you're starting to push away from midsummer. It's probably within the range of 6 o'clock.
Okay. Well, whether or not there are people left in it, the fact that it have walls make it a better place to spend the night than out on the open road.
I mean, again, audience is going to go scout it, so he'll
Right.
decide.
Yeah, I potentially.
All right.
Or Raimi is going to do the same.
All right. Well, then in that case, to everyone who is in
Is
town.
there any dirt?
Sorry?
Is there any dirt around here?
Outside, it's not so obvious. Maybe inside.
Oh.
Olenek is out, you know. He did make part of the trip in the carts.
Oh, we didn't desummon him?
No.
No,
No.
Oh, okay, never
He
mind.
didn't want to
That's-
take the chance.
because we weren't sure if we were going to
Uh-huh.
encounter soil later or not.
Mm-hmm.
He's not completely useless when he only used like what 2 spell slots.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
used 1 level 2 spell slot and 1 level 1. Alright. Sorry. Alright, so if you want to scout ahead stealthily, make a stealth roll. And then a perception roll. If you just want to
Could
go in,
we?
you can just make a perception roll.
Would it be possible to get an advantage by taking advantage of the fog that's kind of obscuring the area?
Not for your roll. It would more be disadvantage for someone trying to see you.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. So that'll
So-
be 22.
That's for stealth or perception?
That's for stealth.
Stealth, alright.
16 and 14. 16 for my cat, 14 for me.
And then Raimi is going to activate his lantern while looking around, as it feels like a good place to do that.
I assume that'll be the highest.
Oh, cool! The natural 20. So
Uh,
29.
Okay.
and then 19 on perception for audience, 24 on the perception for his cat.
Alright. For future reference, for stealth, if you're on your mount, you only need to roll once because
Okay.
you're rolling for you and your mount.
Okay.
But since you are 2 separate entities for perception, that's alright that both of you roll. Alright. So that's stealth. And
The cat's also going to climb up the wall.
I don't know why. I have a picture of my own cat when he was trying to climb the oh goodness, I forgot what it's called in English. To prevent mosquitoes from getting in. The
Like a screen?
yeah, that's it. Screen. Uh, so all right, so climbing up like this. He does have a climbing speed, meaning it's relatively easy for him to do. All right. Are you trying to hold on as it's climbing up?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So since it's nearly vertical climbing in some points, I'd ask you to make a athletic roll. See if you can hold on to this. You don't have any seat belts on this.
That's pretty light, yeah. 15.
15. All right. All right. So I take it you take the outside and Remy takes the insides.
I guess. I mean, Audi's just going to be looking down on everything from the wall top.
That's why I say you take the outside and then
I
Remy.
don't think me and Remy really communicated, so
I'm pretty sure Remy know exactly where you are at all time. You're still his favorite model.
If you were like a far and wide celebrity and there were magazines, like Raimi would not have missed a single issue.
All right, so audience, what do you see? All right, so it takes a moment and you almost slip as your cat is climbing a wall, but you manage to grab whatever you can, the rein or the saddle itself. Well, actually, no, it's just a summoned creature. You don't need a saddle. So you grab onto the hair of the cat and you have for a moment of but manage to climb up and you find yourself on top of a 2-story building that's about as high as it goes in town. And you start looking around. With your perception roll, what you can see around is there was a fight. Something broke through. But from your point, you don't see that many bodies. There are signs that there was a little bit of fighting. You do see maybe 1 or 2 guards on each of the exits that's been killed. You see a bit of damage on doors going inside buildings, so there was probably some pillaging, but the village doesn't seem to have put up a lot of resistance. And unless everyone died inside buildings, there's not enough body to account for the population of a town. The damage is fairly light. The door from which you came is completely broken in, but the one leaving on the other side has simply been pushed open, so they came in from the same way that you all entered. No fire seems to have been made or anything like that. Most of the buildings are still up. Some have damage, like doors or windows, but that's it. Remy, with your considerably higher perception roll, audience took high, you took low. So what you do find is there was some battle, but with a natural 20, a total of 29, you discern waves of pillaging in all this. As you enter into one building, and you look around a small hovel, most likely when you start looking around, you see the kind of furniture there are. You don't find any bodies. Most of the hovel that you either look in or enter, you don't find bodies. You do find 1 or 2 bodies. There are signs that there was a fight. They died from, you're not sure, blades or spears, something like that. There are signs of, you'd say, 3 types of incursion in this village, in this town. You find one that is methodical in its way of looting. They made a thorough search, but there's nothing that betrays urgency in the way they did. They moved the things around, they pushed cabinet, but nothing has been overturned like this. You notice there's a pattern of that. You find in other places, outside of hovels, inside of some, there was one that is fast and brutal. Things have been broken, other have been pulled apart. Cabinet doors have been emptied. There's no food anywhere. And finally, there is sign of more of a scavenger looting. Sign of something that's been very gentle, like it didn't want to attract attention, didn't want to make noise. Everything has been carefully moved and placed around so that they can't fall and make noise. And the way why you realize those things have happened is that you find clues in some houses or around the houses of one type of pillaging. Then on another one you find clues of this one, and then you see in the middle of town the inn. As you try and look through the windows, you find these signs of this type of pillaging. And so there were different steps in what happened here, which also betrays that this place has most likely been like this for a few days, at least. So maybe after, I don't know, half an hour, Audience and Remy, you finish your rounds, you finish looking around. You go back to the rest of the caravan, report back in, or is there anything you'd like to do before going back?
I'd probably go back and report what I'd seen.
Okay.
By the way, there are are there any, since it is fortified to a certain degree, how many entrances are there?
2. There's one where you came from, another one that leaves on the opposite side of the town, leading further into the mountain.
Yeah, I guess as Raimi returns to the caravan, I guess the simplest way he could put this is, well, looks like they've licked the plate clean.
All right, so...
That's a morbid way to put it.
While Audience and Remy are doing this, you have maybe half an hour. Is there anything you'd like to do, Jorgen Fisher?
I would just be keeping watch.
All right.
At the back of the caravan.
Make a perception roll.
Hello. That is 21 and 24 with Terranad.
Okay. Well, as always, Terranad noticed this before you, but since you all rolled above the DC of this roll, maybe 20 minutes in, Shadow is back. It don't last only a moment, but you see Shadow coming out of the fog and acting a bit as if it was surprised, but it didn't expect you to be this close. And there's sort of this shadowy movement that stops and then leaves much faster. Sort of the reaction of a hope.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Jorg, anything you'd like to do while all of this is happening? Okay.
No.
So, while all of this is happening, you sit around and just talk with Ogunak. You know, tree elemental. You haven't talked to a lot of trees in your life. It'll happen in a few level, but right now you haven't talked to a lot of trees. All right. So,
My name is Jorg. I speak for the trees.
and who are you, grass? We are the grass. Oh shit. All right. So after 30 minutes, you see Remy. Well, you see audience coming back, and then Remy reappears. So audience, you arrive. You report in. Give information about the battle condition of this place, the light damage, and what probably happened combat-wise. And Remy, you arrive and add in the information that you got as best as you can communicate with the information of what happened inside the houses, what mostly probably happened after the fight. So you get the caravan master who just looks, all right, well, I don't know about you, but he did have a point. Being inside the village, this town is probably going to be safer for us. But if they've been away for a while, it most likely mean that they're not going to be back anytime soon. Maybe we could just find a good place to... I'm hesitating into saying everyone should go into houses. You never know what could be hiding in a basement of some shop or something like that. But hey, if you can find a fortified place, ideally the inn, might be a good place to just settle down. If not, maybe find a bunch of hovels. Usually those don't have basements.
Did Raimi find a good inn while he was looking around? That seemed relatively well kept together.
You didn't find several inn. You found one inn, but it is large. It would be large enough to accommodate for everyone. You didn't make a thorough search of the inn because a lot of dark spaces. You were alone. You remember what happened last time you try and go into a basement. Granted, it was a nightmare realm, but still.
Well, it really, Raimi doesn't have a good history with basements in general.
So, but on the surface, on the outside, the walls of the inn looked intact. The door was busted, and a few of the windows were also busted. But from what you can tell, it's probably a viable place, provided you make a thorough search of every room inside of there.
Yeah, I guess at the mention of an inn, Raimi nods, makes a rainbow, and then after the rainbow, minor illusions, a magnifying glass.
You get the caravan master. Anyone can translate?
I mean, we can, like, try, but... I mean, I think he found one.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Raimi nods and then says, let the hound get a good sniff of it.
He has a reflex stare at audience's mount and then looks back at you. Right.
I think he's saying we should check it out first.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would suggest we all go into the town first, because that whatever's been watching is still watching, or was, when I was back there.
Can we still see the shadow? Do we like know its location or no?
Right now,
It was behind the caravan.
that's as precise as this information can be.
Because I would like to stop the shadow from reporting back to whatever it could report back to.
Last I saw, it seemed to notice it got too close and then dashed backwards.
Mm.
And it made a very weird whoop, 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 whoop noise.
Ahoo! Ahoo!
Alright. I'm gonna turn to Remy. You go look. You go check out the inn. I want to see if I can find this shadow. I'm gonna try and stealthily find it.
What? Wait. No.
Yes.
Audience, what are you doing?
I have a cat.
And
I have a
we
cat,
should not split up.
but I can outrun it.
I don't think you can. It
I
looked
have a
really
cat.
fast.
But my cat can.
It might be able to.
I mean,
It
for all we
might
know,
be faster than your cat.
for all we know, it runs at the speed of darkness, which everybody knows is faster than the speed of light.
Ooh.
I mean, it's one shadow.
It's a vague, shadowy thing that we don't know what it is.
But we don't want it to report back.
I mean, I feel like either it has already, or
Not if it's been trailing us this whole time.
we have ways of communicating long distance. They could too.
What if I just send my cat out to look for it? My cat can look up to a mile away and still communicate with me.
I think that would be a better idea.
What if I turn into a mountain goat and check it out?
I don't think that would be a good idea. Because his mount can come back.
Okay, I'm gonna tell my mount to try and pinpoint the shadow and find out what it is.
All right. In that case,
Jork is looking for so many excuses to become a mountain goat. It's great.
I want a goat. Hey, maybe you could try and figure out if there's a way to buy a mountain goat as a mount. You're gonna have a large cat, and then you on a goat. It's so
So
work.
that would, I guess, be stealth and
That'd be
perception again.
Awesome.
My cat, probably.
Stealth, yes, but you're trying to track, so I believe tracking is survival.
Okay, what's my snow leopard stat with survival? I don't know.
Which means it doesn't have proficiency.
Yeah, so it's just 0.
Or it's just the wisdom.
Wisdom.
Whatever the
Yeah.
wisdom
It's
modifier
probably just
is.
the wisdom. It's probably just keen smell. I mean, it's just gonna try and use its smell. Well, that's why I was thinking that it's just gonna try and use its smell, which would be. So that's
Well,
perception.
yeah, no, you can have advantage, but you can't have
Okay.
proficiency bonuses.
Okay, I see. Okay. Then that will just be survival's gonna be whatever it's. So what's survival off of?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
So +2. Okay, so it's gonna have +2 to that. So D20, 2 D20s. Okay, not that. But it's 19. Because I didn't actually. It's 19 was the higher roll. +2 is 21.
Yeah, I was looking at the sum of it, I think.
Yeah,
29!
No, it's because I rolled 2 D20s and added them together.
Yeah.
But it's 19. It's 19 +2, so it's 21 on its tracking, and then for its stealth, I'm just gonna roll. And we're still in the mountains, right? So it still
Yep.
gets its. All right, so
It's a very familiar surrounding for your.
All right, so that's gonna be 18 on its stealth.
All right. So
21 on its tracking, 18 on its stealth.
all right. So it takes a little while. You send your cat out, and slowly the caravan enters the town. They do have a little bit of a uncomfortable stance as they're all coming in. You see those who have weapon with their hands on their weapon, not drawn, but still just being uncomfortable. And slowly the caravan enters and move toward the town center. You even see someone just take a peek at the well. Water looks fine. Anyone's thirsty? But nothing really happens. It remains very quiet all the while this is happening. Eventually, after maybe a total of 25 minutes, you do hear inside your head your mount telling you that they've picked up the scent of something living. It's a bit hard to tell because the scent of the dead is... it's not strong, but it's everywhere.
Alright. I'll tell my cat to track it. See if it can pinpoint it.
After a few moments, you get a message back in your mind saying, "It's a slippery one. I think he's on to me. But I can still get him."
Okay, I'll tell him to keep trying. My cat says he can still get him. I trust my cat.
Alright. So, after a moment, you hear your cat say, "I can't go in. It's inside one of the houses. But the house is too small. I can't get in."
Wait, in the village?
Yeah.
Okay. Which house? I'll be over there.
So if you take the entrance to be the southern gate, it would be a house on the westernmost end of this town.
Okay. I'm gonna tell the people that my cat has found the thing on a westernmost house, and I'm going over to check it out. And then I'll tell my cat also not to let the thing leave.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Hit squad rollout.
Yep.
I hope the caravan's here when we come back.
The battle grid appears. And
We're gonna
it's-
be gone like 10 minutes. I don't.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, you know what? Raimi is going to poof into existence, and then he'll put it, and then hold him up to the caravan leader.
Okay. Is that a loan or a gift?
It's a way to let us know if you get in trouble while we're gone.
Right. And he's holding it. He's holding it really at arm's length like this, with his hand just below the. So you have your cat. It's like this, looking at you, Remy, just going, "Why?" And how do I do that? Does it speak?
Just kind of like arranges his arms a bit to be like, like the cupping motion. Gently puts the cat in his arms. Takes one of those arms, puts the hand over the head, and just scratches between the ears.
Right. Okay.
Remy makes a rainbow and then just starts walking on.
Okay, he looks a bit confused as you're walking away. Your cat's looking at you again with the same, why?
Remy sends mental images of food.
He looks at, he received the images, and then he looks at the caravan master. As you're leaving the range, you hear as you're leaving visual range of this town center, you hear the caravan master into the slowly fading mist go, "Why, you little..." You get a small message, although you do not have the visual of, "Yeah, he tastes good."
You know what? I should have expected that from a fake creature. I really should have.
All right, so you all enter the mist. Well, for you, you're not entering it, but for everyone else, you are. And you make your way to the western end of the village. After a few moments, you see the large mount of audience just patiently waiting in front of what looks like a large hovel. There probably was a bigger family, as it is one round house and another one that's sort of been built on the side of it, sort of an add-on to this. So maybe it's for a workshop, but most likely it was the house of a big family and not a rich one. So you see him there, and as you arrive, he just motions with his head the house that I just described. He's still in.
Alright. I'm gonna motion to everyone else to kind of surround the house.
How big is this house again?
So it's roughly a 30 feet diameter round hovel with another 20 feet round sort of attached to its left side.
Does there look to be multiple entrances or windows?
Windows, yes. Entrance, no. Only one. You got...
How big are the windows?
You have... well, windows are large enough to be able to see through them. Climbing them would be uncomfortable for audience, but not so much for Jorg and Remy. You see one window that is near the entrance, and you see one window that is on the house extension. That is roughly the same size. Usually hovels don't have a lot of windows because it's a bit hard to engineer windows in hovels, but if you have time, everyone wants windows. Natural light, you don't have to pay for candles. Or rush candles.
Oh no, natural light!
Audience and I go in the front. You two take a window.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
All right.
Can I roll? Actually, I guess I don't really need to roll stealth for not being that sneaky. I'm still gonna roll stealth to go around to the window. I got a 17.
All right.
Mm.
I'm gonna wait till everyone's in position. So Remy, are you in position?
I guess if Jorg is gonna stealth, I should be stealthing too. 24.
All right. So Jorg, hey, I'm stealthy. And then you see Remy moving in front of you. All right. I'm not so stealthy.
I'm gonna. Then once everyone seems to be in position, I was gonna be like, "We know you're in there. We don't wish you any harm if you mean us none. Come on out and show yourself, basically."
Okay. In that case, I'd say this is an interesting moment to take the break for tonight. As you all move in, with Jorg and Remy moving toward a window, Fisher and audience moving toward the entrance of this hovel, audience starts talking. It is Dragonborn, confident voice. And this is where the break starts. It's a good place to place a commercial, you know, look at this from a television standpoint. Alright, so we will be back in 10 minutes. You need to empty your bladder, get more stuff to eat, and while you're at it, why not follow or subscribe? Alright, so see you all back in 10 minutes. Bye.
Alright. See you soon.
Where's... Ah, welcome back. So, I hope you had a pleasant break. You had time to empty your bladders, get something to eat, follow or subscribe. I'm sorry, I just can't get enough of saying subscribe. You know, I've been asked a few times why people couldn't subscribe to my channel, and I kept saying them, it's because I'm not an affiliate yet. But now I am. So subscribe. Damn it. So, alright. Let's go back in. So, in case you missed the first part, the party has been shadowed by something throughout the day as they were walking. And now their day is ending. They got into the town that was supposed to greet them, and it's deserted with signs of combat, just not heavy combat. And we go back to our group as they're about to force the shadow out of a hovel. And so this is how it all was. Right before the break. So, audience, as you make your call toward the unknown, for them to come out, and if they do not wish them harm, you do not wish harm on them. All you hear as in response to this is a sound that sounds a bit like they weren't expecting this. It sounds like they just dropped something on the ground. And then you hear nothing else.
It's gonna be like, "Hello? Please answer." Again, I will repeat, we know you are there. We do not wish you harm, but if you continue to not respond, we will think you are acting suspiciously and have to take matters into our own hands.
This is the police. Come out.
Yeah,
with
this
your
is the
hands up.
Hands raised.
Make a persuasion roll.
Okay.
Or intimidation.
Cautious.
I'm giving you
I
the
mean,
option.
I'm gonna roll persuasion. I'm not really trying to intimidate him right now.
Okay.
Okay.
That'll come after when you destroy
I'm
the
going
doorway.
to roll a 15.
15.
Oh, I rolled better. Okay, I rolled it's off. I rolled a 21. 19 plus 2, 21.
Oh, okay. All right. All you hear in response is a bit of a jumbled common way of talking, like someone who really, really, really doesn't master common well. You just hear, didn't do it. Didn't do it.
Okay. Why don't you come out and talk to us where we can see you? And we can discuss this as, gentlemanly as you would like.
'Cause you can see me if I do.
Is that a problem?
That's a good question.
I mean, why? Why do we care if we can see you? You're not like a Medusa or something, are you? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna go with your not. And again, ask why is it a problem if we can see you?
Because now you understand. No, what I do.
Understand what you do. I mean, right now we don't know what you do. So, I mean, okay. How about with this? Why have you been following our caravan all day?
Why were you following me?
We weren't following you. We were coming to the village, and we saw you behind the caravan many times.
That wasn't me. I didn't do it.
I'm kind of looking over. I'm like looking over. I'm trying to move towards Remy to try and look through the window, kind of like, look. This isn't going to look through the window.
just like. I mean, you wouldn't see
You just
Rainy,
see
but
the
you
eyes
assume
go.
there's somebody at the window.
All right. Are you trying to do this stealthily or just cartoon-like?
I mean, I don't think I've done anything that breaks stealth, so.
Okay. So you look in.
Only 17.
Okay. You look in, and from your angle, it's a bit hard to see. You do see someone who seems to be in the second hovel. The extension of this hovel. And it's hard to make out. He's in the shadow, so you don't know exactly what type of creature he is. He's a bit taller than the average human. He does appear to have a strong build. but he also has the demeanor of someone who's nervous.
All right. In the meantime, while Remy's
And
trying, while
Remy, with something that you see that the others don't, is whenever he says, "I didn't do it," he really does. "I didn't do it." Then he waits for a few moments and then his arms slowly go down.
All right. I was just gonna ask, what are you? So what are you doing in this village then?
Food.
Yes, but the village seems to not have people in it anymore. Are you one of the looters?
One. Yes, one.
Okay. Fits to that. Do you know what happened in this village?
They're not there.
But you don't know why they're not there.
Smells bad, so I think they're dead.
Okay. I'm gonna roll an insight on all the stuff that's missing, just to. I feel like he's being insightful, but. I rolled a 7. Probably can't really tell that much.
The only thing you can tell is that he's struggling speaking in common.
Yeah.
Like-
All right. You know what I'll do? I'll use a divine sense. Let's try and get that. Whether he's good or evil. Neutral.
Alright, the range is 60 feet?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you extend your divine sense outward. And then from in front of you, you get no ping. You do not sense evil in front of you. But you do sense it behind you. Maybe 40 or 50 feet away.
Well, that's not good. That's creepy. What? It's right behind you the whole time. Alright, audience is gonna try and act chill about that, but he's gonna lean over to Fisher and he's gonna be like, so the thing we're talking to, I don't get a sense of evil, but there's an evil presence 40 feet behind us right now. Which is a little worrying for me.
I look behind us.
Make a
I was trying to be casual about it.
Fisher
Well-
is not casual.
I mean, yeah, but like,
I am gonna also message to our cat to
not
look
gonna
like
find
behind
anything
me
else out
while I'm talking.
if we don't look.
I'm gonna tell my cat to look behind us as well.
Okay. Audience, make a perception roll for your cat, and Fisher, make a perception roll for yourself.
11 for me, 14 for Terranad.
Oh, well, 18 and 18. Okay, so it got 23. My cat got 23.
Okay. So, Fisher, you turn around. Not completely, so you're sort of just trying to figure out what's there, and if it's dangerous, you don't want to tip it that you saw it, but because of that, you can't quite make out all of the details behind you. And Terranad also goes, when you're standing like that, I can't see a thing past your shoulder. Audience, however, when you say this, when you tell your cat to be mindful of what's behind all of you, you see him just go... Orcs. Oh, they smell.
Audience will kind of casually go to Fisher and he'll be like, so apparently there are a bunch of orcs behind us.
Fisher will go. Oh, so we get to have some fun then, and then pull out his great sword and spin around into a battle stance.
Audience will also draw his longsword. He'll also call out to the thing and be like, because since Fisher spun around with his battle axe, I'm pretty sure the prize, he'd be like, well, this has been a nice conversation, but apparently there are a bunch of orcs behind us, so we might have to pick it back up at a later date. Also, so Remy and Jorg know.
You hear coming from inside the hovel. Okay, good. Another day. Doesn't say anything. Remy, from your point of view, looking inside, just, good. Another day. You see him bend down and pick up a large bag and look around and see that the only window out of this is straight forward outside. You see him. You see his shoulder just go, and he just goes in a corner and starts waiting there. So as you all turn around and look at what's on the other side of the street, trying to figure out where they are, you do hear some rumbling in one of the hovel, the exit of a hovel, and at the same time you hear from the town center someone cry out, I think we're surrounded! You hear an echo coming from this town center. Say, get inside the inn! Board everything up!
I
We're in an
guess
awkward
I'd
position.
rush over there.
Yeah,
Alright.
the looter is not as important as our caravan that is being attacked by orcs. He's just a looter. I mean, who knows? His bag might hold like the great treasures of Ajraka or something. He might, but oh well.
You never know. Alright, so you all rush back toward the town center. And as you arrive, you do hear footsteps from behind you as you leave and go toward the town center. You get the feeling that, alright, they're probably moving and following you. But from the houses, they don't want to... Either their party isn't big enough. You know that orcs aren't notoriously brave. They either don't feel that their small party where they are is big enough for a confrontation, a full confrontation, or they just want to make sure that they have overwhelming numbers. So as you all are moving back toward the town center, you do see the defenders of the caravan starting to move inside the inn, putting things in front of the windows, blocking off part of the door, but looking at all of you arriving and just going, are you getting in or are you good outside?
I think we're... Sam, you're muted.
I'm going in. I'm gonna get into a defensible position.
All right.
I don't know how many orcs there are. I'm not trying to take on like 50 orcs. That's
All right. So as you all rush in, you try to go inside. You see them pull a little bit more of the debris that they were placing in front of the door to let audience and Fisher, who are the largest members of the group, right now because Jord can become larger, but
What about my cat, though?
well, your cat would most likely have to go on the back, in the back, I'd say, where horse goes, because it's a mount.
My cat's gonna climb on the roof of the inn. And
Okay.
sit there. And then try and tell me how many orcs there are.
All right. Well, you don't have to wait for very long. Your cat easily finds a way to climb on top of the inn. It's a 2-story building that's, large. Whoops. The front of the building has 2 windows facing out and a door at the center. And the initial space is 40 feet long. So you have 2 windows on each side of the door and the door itself. Just as they're finishing to push everything into position, you start seeing orcs pouring in from where you were running, but also from the 2 sides. And quickly enough, as everything is boarded up and you see the defenders all take bows and notching arrows, positioning themselves in front of whatever remains as windows, partially covered also. You see, roughly from your point of view, you see orcs passing by, and you'd say that there's at least a dozen of them, but your cat on the roof actually does say he's seeing over 30 orcs entering the village, positioning themselves. He says that he sees axe, spears, and one of them has a staff.
Okay. I'm right now going to be focused on, we're in a defensible location. The rest of the defensible location is its wood. So I'm going to turn to Remy and be like, Remy, we need to start filling up buckets and stuff with water in case they try and set the inn on fire or something. We also need to get a fire team together out of the non-fighters in the group that can put out fires if they start shooting any like flaming arrows or something.
Rainy nods and pulls out his why am I suddenly forgetting the noun?
I don't know, it happens to me all the time.
Not a flask.
The decanter.
Decanter, that's it.
Alright.
Like, yeah, pulls out the decanter, just sloshes it around a bit.
I'm going to turn towards the caravan members and I'd be like, any non-fighters, we're going to need at least 5 or 6 of you. No, actually, I'm going to be like 8 to 10 of you as 2 separate fire teams, one for this floor and one for the upper floor.
Right. Wood buildings. Yeah, I'm used to dwarven buildings. Wood buildings. Got it. Find something large to put water in. Cover every exit. Make sure that they're not going to come in from behind. You hear just, yeah, sure. You hear a few answers in Dwarvish, which echoes roughly the same thing. All right. Well, you seem to be good with tactics. What do? I think they outnumber us 5-1.
They do. Mostly as long as we keep it barricaded and try and keep fighters around the windows. Do we have any archers?
A few.
If we get archers up to the roof or the upper floors so they can look down. Orcs have been known to be quite cowardly, so if we could honestly start picking off a few of their number with arrows before they even attack, they might just end up deciding we're not worth it. They might send a couple attacks, but as long as we can repulse those with ease, they might decide we're not worth it, even if they still have the numbers advantage. The first few, if they do decide to attack, the first few attacks will be the most important. If we seem like we're breaking, they'll continue to attack, but if we can hold strong, they most likely will decide we're not worth it and retreat.
Right, so normal orcish tactic.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, I think I have my weapon.
Make sure everything is barricaded, obviously. Keep slats open to poke weapons through.
Right. All right. All right, well, you heard him, everyone. Come on, go get the whatever weapons we have access to. If they haven't entered the barns at the on the other side, get weapons out. All right. So, what now?
Well, I said, is there anyone here who speaks Orc?
I speak Goblin.
It's a cousin language, but you know, it's sort of like saying, "Oh, I speak Spanish. I can speak French, no problem."
I guess maybe we'll look at audience and like point to his beak and then point to an ear. I guess the closest would be Jorg's.
You speak Orc, Remy?
He holds up his book.
Help me, Fisher.
He can cast a spell that lets him understand it, but he won't be able to speak it. Well, he'll be able to copy it back at them, but...
Alright, I'm gonna be like, alright, well, how about you and Fisher go up to an upper window then, see if you can communicate with the orcs. See if we can either try and seem strong, like we're a strong defense. Don't ask for their demands or anything. Be like, very much like, stay in control, like we're not worried at all. Again, we want to show strength, if possible. Basically, Fisher, try and be intimidating, not nice. I'm sure that'll be easier for you.
Yeah, Fisher, from
Maybe.
inside of you here, so be yourself.
Yeah, so be yourself, Fisher.
I mean, I know I come off as mean, but I'm really not great at actively trying to be intimidating.
Well, you know, you're a large robot. Maybe swing your great axe around a bit. They'll be somewhat intimidating.
Okay.
Raimi just everyone hears the loud roar of a ferocious tiger coming from Raimi's beak.
There you go.
I mean, I think my leopard can just do that from the roof too. Anyway.
Something equivalent, yeah. All right, so it takes a moment, and peeking through the defenses, a few moments, you see that there seems to be even more orc, but the other orcs don't seem to be openly carrying weapons. It seems like they're just going in different places in the town, and just going inside different houses. Some of them are actually just breaking down the doors and pushing in.
Alright. I'm gonna go say, Fisher, go tell them to move along. This village is taken right now.
I mean, am I trying Goblin or?
Yeah, you are trying Goblin.
Okay. I'll go up to a window or something and just shout out in Goblin.
The looter might not be dead.
I mean, he seemed pretty slippery, so.
Yeah.
Where was I? Shit. Right. If any of y'all can understand me, y'all better move on. You don't want this fight. You don't know what you're up against.
From the first floor window, you do notice a surprise in many of them when they hear when Fisher speaks this language. You see one arriving, just reacting more and making its way to the front of this, reaching where the well is in the middle of the town square, and he looks a little bit more commanding. He looks at the inn and I guess you wouldn't really understand. It's only been, I think, your ritual cast, Remy, takes 10 minutes?
It would take 10 minutes, yes.
Alright. So how long did Fisher wait before saying this?
I mean, if we were gonna try and talk, I would have waited for Remy to be done.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's say we waited for Remy to be done, because otherwise...
Okay. So, as you say this, Remy, it automatically becomes translated in your mind. Fisher, you say this, and Remy, what you hear from the crowd in front is a lot of, well, what we would consider today as extremely racist comments toward goblins. And a large one steps forward in Orcish. Goblin-owned machines, huh? Come on, get out, give us everything you have, and we might let you go. And you hear a lot of orcs laughing immediately as he stopped, laughing at what he just
I'm
said.
waiting for Remy to translate this for us.
Remy is just wide-eyed during that whole thing for a moment. He decides to skip over the racist commentary and
Alright.
basically he'll turn to you, everyone, and in a gruff voice that you've all heard plenty of times before. Ah, look at this guy! He wants us to lay down our arms and give us our shit. Are we gonna, boys?
Alright.
Fair enough.
We'll give him something.
Did you mention the part that he called him a goblin-owned machine, or no?
I mean, he can't.
Yeah.
No. You can't just repeat what...
Well, he will
mean, he
repeat
can't,
it, but
it'll be in Orcish.
he'll repeat it in
Oh, well,
Orcish.
that's true. True.
Yeah, it's like basically he has a basically Ramy is like the record function on your phone, but unfortunately Babelfish is a different app.
I guess I'll tell Fisher to like say something back like, "Good, I'm glad that's your decision. I haven't killed any orcs in a while. You're one of my favorite things to kill."
Remy, did it seem like they understood the goblin?
I guess that would be an insight.
I
Well-
mean, they responded to it.
They responded,
Probably
so
did.
They
there's a,
responded, but also like I could easily make an argument like they heard the goblin noises and are just commenting on the fact that like, hey, there are goblins in there.
yeah. Audience, because you're so used to combat situation, I'd allow you to make an insight roll. Judging on their attitude, their demeanor, how they all started to laugh, and
Yeah, I don't roll on insight. I got a 6.
well, other than you have a flashback of when you were small and just learning with your father, and a few dragonborns look at you when you grabbed a practice sword and faced them ready for combat. You sort of had this feeling of, hey, this feels like a bit that situation, you know?
Alright, so they're not impressed.
No, not at all.
Obvious.
Okay.
I'm gonna drop the see if this works. In common, I will shout out. Like I said before, you really don't know what you're up against.
Well,
And we ain't surrendering.
While
Move on if you want.
Fisher's talking to them, I'm gonna move to one of the archers I've had placed in the second window. So I'm gonna be like, see if you can shoot their leader while he's distracted. Oftentimes, orcs will scatter if their leader is felled.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. All right. So you see two of them drawing their weapon. And are you telling them to make a surprise attack, or are you waiting to see?
No, I'm telling them. Well, I'm like, okay, these guys aren't intimidated. They're probably gonna fight us anyway. Just shoot the leader.
Okay. So just as Fisher is trying to intimidate them again, you see a volley of arrow just. All right, so they're aiming for the. Okay.
Handy one.
They're aiming for. So that's. And that would be this. All right, you see a volley of arrow. You see 5 arrows fly out of the inn, and 2 of them connects with the one that was talking in a bit more serious voice, and you just see him go. All right, I think we're eating goblins tonight, he says in common.
Man, they're gonna be so disappointed.
Yeah, they are. 'Cause it's gonna be a lot harder to fight.
Respond with, gonna be rather disappointed. All the goblins I've ever met are dead.
Just as he says that, and just as you say that, you see the one completely in the back with a staff to start uttering an incantation, and you see a bead of light appearing right in front of his hand and zoom directly toward the inn. It impacts the wall and explodes. It's a fireball that's just been thrown on the inn.
That's why we got fire teams.
Yep.
That's why I had fire teams get set up.
The explosion hits one of the window where there were defenders, and the defenses around that window doesn't last. It just bursts inside, and you hear someone scream and fall to the ground. Fortunately, it's a second story. It's a window on the second floor, so the ground floor isn't breached yet. But something bad happened on the second floor.
Alright. I'm gonna yell out, fire probably on the second floor, water team to the whatever window it is. I don't know, second left something window.
I guess this means I should at least.
Oh.
Yay! I think we have music now. Oh, there's a little bit of fight, so let's have a little bit of music. All right.
Could Rady join this initiative?
Yeah, are we rolling initiative or?
I'm resolving the initial attack. You can roll initiative meanwhile, because right after that has been resolved, we basically fall into an initiative.
Oh.
I'm going last. I'm too busy giving
Ow.
commands. I mean, it makes sense. I'm out here giving commands.
Mhm.
I don't know if I really rolled.
Actually, I might not be going last. I rolled a 4. Sometimes people still roll below that.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know this, audience. I can't possibly roll less than a 5.
Yeah, well, I didn't really think you And then my cat's gonna roll a. The dex 10. My cat's rolling a 10.
Okay, so audience's mount is a 10. Fisher,
12.
audience.
I'm a 1. Or 4. Plus 2, 4.
Okay. Jorg,
10.
Remy,
15.
all right. Wow. All right. Hey, the music is a lot softer than intended. There you go. All right. So, a fireball is launched on the inn on the second, on a window of the second floor, and you're pretty sure it bursted open, and someone's injured up there. You get a volley of. I was gonna go with spears, but hey, the stat says javelin. Why not? Everyone having cover, which means all right. So, who among you is in front of a window? I would imagine audience and Fisher because you were talking, audience because he's audience, but Jorg and Remy.
I mean, audience would have been next to the window Fisher was probably in, so actually he'd probably be behind Fisher. Like, he'd probably be somewhat in the window, but he'd be behind Fisher in the window, since he was more just telling Fisher, like, what to say.
Okay. Jorg and Remy?
Jorg would probably be standing back a bit.
I guess Rainy would have had to been. I guess he would have been at the other window because I'm assuming it's close to the window that Fisher was at.
All right, so everyone is in one of the windows, one probably first floor window.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so it means that Fisher and audience would be possible targets at full cover, which means it's basically.
Oh no, wait! Actually, audience would have gone up to tell the archers to shoot on them. So
Yeah,
I guess he'd
audience
be
would
on
be
the
on the
second. I'd be on the second floor, and I actually don't think I would be in front of a window since I would have been going around to the archers.
All right, so it's only Fisher and the defenders. So it's basically, orcs have +5 when they on their attack roll, but total cover gives +5 to AC. So it's basically just the dice roll. So several javelin have been launched toward the inn. One actually is on a window where Fisher is, and it is a 18.
Nope.
Alright. And as for the defenders, two of them actually connects, not kill someone, but hits. Alright. One of the defenders takes it apparently straight on and is carried away injured. Alright. And you have the leader of the group who says in Orcish, so only Remy can understand it, to assault the door. So you have a good 10 of them who pushes toward the door. Alright, so now we fall into initiative. The enemy got a 21 for their initiative, so they go first.
Wait, that wasn't the volley?
No, that was sort of the.
'Cause,
You were
like,
talking.
If we had a surprise volley, the rest of us should be able to act at the same point that they respond, right?
All right, so if you want to go like this, I'd have to say, all right, you lost your round talking to them as they attacked at the same time as you did. Audience gave order around, so everything has been settled for them, which means there would be Jorg and Remy left.
Okay.
So on that initial phase of attack, Jorg and Remy, what are you doing?
I think Jorg would get his unicorn going, just in case someone gets hurt.
Okay.
That's your bonus action.
It is a bonus action. I do get a full action though.
Yeah.
So I could do something better. Yeah.
You could do something also.
Also, yes.
On top
It's like
of
not
that,
necessarily better, just also.
It's not much heat.
so anything else?
Be a good time for conjure animals.
Yeah. Yeah. He can do that. Conjure some 2 beasts of challenge rating 1 or lower.
All right. What are you trying to conjure up?
Need to get my list of aminals.
And it's a list of every animal. Challenge rating 1.
Yeah, that is. We made a bit of a list, so I don't have to go through.
I think dire wolves are one.
Yeah, dire wolves or brown bears are the kind of 2 big ones he tried to summon.
So what are you summoning?
Dire wolves.
Okay, so you pray for 2 dire wolves to appear where exactly? In the middle of the enemy? In front of them?
He's gonna poise them to, I guess. I can't imagine placing them out there would let them last very long. But if he puts them in the house, then they bottleneck on their way out.
Well, they bottleneck on their way in into us is the
It's a good point. Yeah, unless they just burn us out. We only fight fires for so long.
So, what are you gonna do? Where are you placing them?
He'll put the beasts on. He'll put them inside near the window where Raimi is.
Okay. So basically where Fisher is.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So you
Oh, is this just one window?
No, there's 2 windows, but they're both in front of the same window, so
Yeah.
Alright, so
Oh yeah.
flanking you, suddenly, Fisher and Remy, you see 2 dire wolves. Okay, that's new.
Spin around. Are those friendly?
Those are mine.
Okay.
These are my puppies that he shot.
Fought a lot of dire wolves.
Are they friends? If you're my friend. Oh, god damn it. Alright, Remy, what do you do?
I mean, like, how well can I see everybody out the window?
You don't have a very large angle unless you're placing your face right in front of the window, which would place you exposed to receiving a javelin if you do that. So if you're doing this from the side and looking outward, I'd say you only have partial sight of what is outside, but there's enough visual range, I'd say, to see maybe 12 orcs from where you are.
Can I see the one that cast the fireball?
No. He's completely at the back. And from your point of view right now, you can't see it. You saw the fireball go up, because he just... So, you can guess he is completely at the back.
How much movement does it take to... would it presumably take to get to the second story window? Since I'm getting the impression I won't see them from the first story.
I'd say if you dash, you'd get to the second floor, and you'd still need 30 feet to be able to get close to a window.
So what I'm hearing is double dash.
Essentially.
But I wouldn't want to double dash, at least not presently.
Just felt like someone saying, "Oh, I need to double jump." You don't have that ability yet.
Alright, so...
Because it's roughly maybe 40 feet to the stairs. The stair itself, it would be 10-15 feet to get to the other floor, and then another 30 feet, 40 feet to get to a window.
Alright, I'll use my bonus action to dash up to 60 feet toward the second story window.
Alright, that would put you on the second floor and be able to see a window, but not see through the window outside.
And just in the event something goes bad, because I'm expecting it will, I'll be just taking the dodge action and ending that aspect of my turn.
Alright.
That's left over.
Alright. Okay, so now we go into the initiative steps. So, like I said, monsters rolled a 21 for initiative. So, they get to fire. So, they fire a volley at the window where Fisher is. And I believe an 18 is still not enough. Hey,
Nope.
I said repeat. It's still a combat music, but I said repeat. Come on. Okay. Alright. So 18 isn't enough. Second volley is completely atrocious. They can't even hit the broadside of a barn with this. I got 2 1s and a 2.
But we're in an inn.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're hitting.
They're hitting the
barn
broadside of
next
a
to it.
barn, not the inn.
No, that's the point. They're hitting the side of the inn, but not the barn.
Alright, well, their round firing at you is atrocious. You see a whole lot of spears and javelin just go. You see one just go in front of you. But they haven't managed to hit anything on this one. Remy, you'd be the only one who'd be able to understand this. But from outside, you hear orders yelled in Orcish. Surround the building! They're just humans. It's just a human structure. There's multiple entry points. Kill them all. And you see from a window a lot of orcs starting to move sideways, going left and right. Fisher, most likely, they seem to be surrounding the building. From where you are, you see the pack thinning a bit because they're spreading more evenly. But there are a few of them who are trying to break in the door. And fortunately, the barricades holds on the door. However, you see a few orcs parting right in front of the inn, and you see again the one with the staff. He looks already a bit tired from this, but he does it again, concentrate, say a few words, and throw another fireball directly at the door of the inn. Even a door, when it rolls a 2, doesn't succeed on the... So you see most of the door and the barricade on the door just burst inward. Fisher, Audience, and Jorg, who are on the first floor of this place, you just see the door burst in. You see a few of the defenders falling to the ground. One of them is not moving right now. But one thing you can see after the spell is, you see the caster at the end of it just go... assume back his position. Well, that's it for them. They tried breaking in traditionally. They were forced to use spell to break in the door, which means... And they fired shit with their javelins and spears. So we go to the rest of the party, which means it is Remy first.
Alright, so Remy will move 30 feet toward the window.
Alright, that would probably put you on the... If the inn is placed like this, it would be a window on the lower side of the image. So basically you go up the stairs and the closest window is a window to your left. Facing front.
Alright, then... So what can I see out the window?
From out the window you can see a lot more. You don't quite see all the way to the right unless you literally peer out. But from your angle you can see most of the left side, and you do see maybe 20 orcs, 25 orcs, judging rapidly. You get to see the caster, who doesn't seem to have much of a wizardy feel to him. He doesn't have a spell book, he doesn't have what usually you'd associate with a wizard. But you just saw him cast 2 fireballs at the inn. But he does appear to have been taxed somewhat with those 2 castings. You see the leader, who is mostly still in front. And make a perception roll to see if you can see extra from this.
Right. Oh, there it is.
See the looter running away, but isn't.
That'll be 18.
18. No, that's all you see.
Okay.
And judging from the
Alright.
sound that you just heard, the second fireball most likely destroyed, made an opening in the first floor.
I guess Remy feels fortunate that he's not on the first floor right now, but I guess Remy is going to just because I can't do the other thing. Remy is going to use his bonus action to like somewhat conceal his position.
Okay. Roll stealth.
It'll be okay. Yeah, 29.
Okay. You are confident that you are well hidden.
And then, basically, as he thinks, like like if the leader is not looking in his direction, then he is like pulling out his short bow and taking a shot at him.
Okay. All right. Roll for attack.
So yeah, attacking from stealth. Will soft 20 hit?
Yeah.
I didn't get a sense of the armor they were wearing, so I felt like I had to ask.
Orcs. The average orc looks like it's wearing leather or hide armor. The leader of the group does seem to have a few bits of metal mixed in with his armor, so probably has a higher armor class, but still not plate.
All right, so that will be a total of 21 piercing damage.
Okay. Okay. It's a hit. He takes it. Doesn't go down from it, but he takes it. Just another. He looks up. The second floor windows.
And with that, he'll end his turn. That's all I can do.
All right. And then we go down to Fisher.
Right. So the door blew open.
Yeah.
How much did it blow open?
Enough for people
Like
to
all the way, halfway?
enough for people to get in, but single file.
Okay. And nobody's come in yet, right?
Not right now. Nope. They'll probably come in as soon as their initiative comes back.
Alright. I will move over next to the door.
All right. It's easy enough. It's just maybe 15 feet away. So.
And then I will cast Chromatic Strike with my bonus action.
Yeah.
And I will do I'll just pop open the acid vial real quick to apply acid.
Okay.
And then I will hold green flame blade to hit the first orc that comes in and bounce it to the second orc.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that is a point. Jorg, I believe you, or if you did, you didn't tell me. You didn't tell me the initiative of your animals.
They got a 6.
6.
They're soulful wolves.
Okay.
And I would like to be not like in the doorway, but like to the side,
Yeah.
so that like like back to the wall, waiting for them to come in, so I'm not just a target standing
Standing at the door. Ah,
ready to
throw
get
your spears at
pincushion
me.
full of. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so you're not Conaning the barbarian out of this.
Mhm.
All right, so this is you, and then we have 10, which is Jorg and Audience's mount.
What's audiences? What's your mounts?
+3.
Okay, it goes first.
All right. My mount is going to basically, because I haven't given it instructions, it's going to climb down the wall into range where it can hit an orc, hit it, and then climb back up.
What? He climbs down to where, and after that, I think.
Well, it's gonna basically like sit on the wall, and it's gonna hit an orc, and then it's gonna climb back up to the roof out of their range.
Okay.
As cats do.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining cats doing it.
So basically, he's gonna
Things they pay.
pick at the small orcs. Okay. Yeah, they're trying to surround the building on each side. He could probably even jump down to a lower roof and just do what cat do and just
Smack it. Yeah.
Okay.
So what's his attack? It's like +4, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, +4 to hit. Okay. So it can bite her. It's using its claw. Yeah, it's +4 to hit. So that's gonna be. Oh, here come the combat rolls I've been looking for. There's a 10 to hit.
A 10 to hit, okay. It does not hit.
Okay, and then seeing that it didn't hit, it's gonna climb back up on the roof.
It just hops back up and alright.
Try again next time.
Yeah, no, I've seen when I used to have a cat, I've seen him do this. Of course, after the second time, we'd usually get him off of wherever he was. All right. Then Jorg.
Jorg is holding concentration, so we can't really use any spells.
Oh, you just can't. Sorry.
Well,
You just
you can
can't
cast
use.
non-concentration
Oh,
spells.
okay.
Or you have options.
Yeah, you just can't do another concentration spell.
Yeah. In that case. He's going to get into the doorway and huck an ice knife at one of them orcs.
That's what I should have done. Should have tossed the C4 outside. What am I doing? Ugh, that's on me.
Sorry, guys, that's on me. Okay.
Forgot I had explosives. My bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys still could just have to wait.
The next turn, when some of them
but,
are.
I mean, I didn't do anything with my turn, really. So.
All right, so ice knife. All right, I believe it's dexterity saving throw.
Yep.
It's an attack roll and a dex save.
So what is
Yeah.
your?
Oh, yeah.
What is your
So
attack?
my attack is a 17.
17.
And then,
You're aiming at you from where
One
you are. What is the range of ice knife?
it's 60 feet.
60 feet. From where you are, you can attack the one that looks like a leader, or one of the orcs that is most likely going to try and pour inside the inn on their second initiative.
I mean, if you can, you might want to go for one that's like clumped around other orcs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So it seems like if it's gonna be one of the ones that comes in because they're, I imagine, more grouped up than the leader is.
Yeah, well then in that case it's probably gonna go toward the column that was slowly starting to form in front of the inn as they're gonna try and push in.
Yeah.
Alright, then go
So yeah,
ahead.
he's gonna throw it up at one of those.
So
blocks.
16 is enough, and dexterity save is... Don't need to ask, that's too low to succeed no matter what. So they fail.
Okay.
So the
Alright.
one that takes the hit, how much damage does it take?
He takes 1d10,
Then roll a d10.
and the other one
Oh, rip.
takes 1 damage.
You're so
But the other one,
you're so stoked about. Oh yes, cool! I get to use this. Oh damn! I just nicked him, but fortunately,
it explodes, and they take 9 damage.
all right. So you barely scratch the one that you were aiming for. Just looks at you, and you hear, and you hear a few more go. "Ah!" All right.
And then Jorg's gonna get back out of the entranceway.
All right. So you made some damage. All right. Now we go down to Onak. Onak. What is?
So dumb. Never mind.
Are you
Keep going.
still beating yourself up?
Well, I mean, I could have done the C4, or because I know what it does now, I could have just stuck the lever on and magically sealed the inn.
Oh yeah.
But I'm an idiot.
Okay.
And it will be on your gravestone if we die in this fight. He was an idiot.
No, I'm just letting some of them in, and then I'm gonna lock them in with us.
Oh, good.
Planned.
Exactly. Calculate.
We're not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with us.
Da, da, da. All right. So
Amazing.
Onak points himself in front of a window, and well, that's a lot. Let's have this slowed a little bit. He extends his hand and he casts entanglement, and you see all of the vines go out there, appearing in front of the inn from the ground and entangling themselves around the massive orc that is in front of the inn. You see a lot of them just, when do they have to make this saving throw again? It's gonna be faster.
They make the save.
I'm just not sure
At
if
the
it's
time of
on their
casting.
turn or as I cast.
Because like entangle like has no effect after you cast it, except like that it's a difficult terrain walking through it.
Alright, so
It's
it's...
the on-turn save, one of those.
No, it's as I'm casting everyone inside. Hold on.
You guys are thinking web. Web is one of those spells where you make the save on your turn.
Oh, okay. Entangle is when you
Yeah,
cast
I
it.
often get them mixed. Shrink, meaning it's...
But it's the same spell. One just goes away with fire.
So you
Well, the
see...
thing is that you can be subjected to web if you weren't in the initial area. Like you could be restrained by just walking into it.
Yeah.
Alright, so you see all of these vines appearing. Some of the orcs manage to prevent from being tangled in. But a good portion of them, you can see at least 10 or 15 of them just... which Remy understand as, get it off! Get it off!
That's some quality orc.
Alright. Overneck. Audience, it is your turn.
Alright. Well, audience was on the second floor. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna lean out the window. How many orcs are in front of the door right now?
A column is forming slowly, so I'd say since they had to go to try and get in after the fireball, right in front of the windows, none. Right in front of the door, none. Within 15 feet of the door, 15, 20 of them.
But like, how many in a line?
Okay.
Breath attack that goes in a line.
Like, I have this special thing I can do that goes in a line. I just need to know.
Yeah, no.
I didn't know how many I could get in a line. They're all
And how long is the line?
30 feet.
30 feet. So I'd say you could hit 5 if you aimed it well.
Okay. 5 is pretty good. So I'm going to use it, and it's a Dex DC 13. I roll my 2d6 damage.
And what is the DC? 13, you said?
13.
One managed to make his save. All of the others
Alright.
failed miserably.
Well, the others are all gonna take 6, and the one's gonna take 3.
Alright.
Does it
Really
not
helpful
go up
me.
at 5th level?
It goes
Nope,
up at
it goes
6th
to
level.
6th
Oh,
That's-
bummer.
It's weird. It's weird. It's like everything else goes up at 5th level, and it goes up at 6th level. I
That
don't
is
know
weird.
why. Yeah. And then I'm gonna basically spend the rest of my turn going downstairs to help hold the door.
Okay.
Position myself to like the side of a door so I can hit things that come in.
Alright. Alright, taking a note of that. Audience, that is over. The defenders have fired. Yeah, summoning is fired. Okay. So, no, defenders haven't fired. Oh, sorry, defenders, I missed your turn. Very unimpressive round for the defenders. Okay.
They're not adventurers. They're doing their best.
Also, is anyone watching the back?
Right now? No.
Okay, audience is actually gonna go to the back since he thinks enough people are holding it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I meant to
Well, then-
ask, or I guess it has been.
And he's gonna call out for a couple of defenders to join him.
Alright. Defenders, to me! And then you leave.
Our audience will hold them back.
Alright.
Thundercats. Oh, da 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 da.
I've got you back. Or the back of this.
Alright, so, oh, okay. Okay. Remy, you hear, because we're going back to the top of the initiative with the orcs, Remy, you hear coming from the leader in a voice that tells you that this is not something he likes. That wasn't magic. There's something else inside. Pushing hard now. Typical reaction for an orc who is saying, "What the fuck's going on?"
Dragon breath, baby. Dragon breath.
All right, so you get spellcaster. Spellcaster is going to Yeah. Alright, so there is... You see the spellcaster fire up something fiery. And then you see... what's the name of the spell already? Damn.
Firebolt is the one you're looking for. Just a regular firebolt.
It goes pew.
I hate forgetting the name of a spell.
Scorching Ray?
Maybe.
Flaming Sphere. Burning Hands.
They're way
Flame
too-
Blade.
Well, since he fired a fireball, it's either, and it's most likely not a wizard. It's either a sorcerer or a warlock. So, okay, yeah, scorching ray.
Eldritch Blast. It's a warlock. The answer is always
Eldritch Blast. That's right. I
Then
really
they'd
love
have
it.
to be a themed warlock because I think that's the only one that gets fireball.
Yeah.
Which works well with.
But they
orc.
would have used up both their spell slots. We're done.
I mean, it does seem
3D
exhausting.
Genie Warlock gets Fireball also.
Oh yeah, the new ones. All right, so yes, it was Scorching Ray. I don't know why I forgot the name of Scorching Ray. All right, so one is aimed at the door. Fisher, he's trying to aim at a shadow that looks like you, but I'm pretty sure that 11 doesn't hit. And all right. So from your point of view, all you see is 3 bolts of fire just go. No one's been hit. Defender had enough AC to prevent getting hit by that, and well, he tried to hit you, but you're too well hidden. All right, so that's for the mage one. For the
My wooden parts are flame retardant.
all right, so that's 1 hit. I'm out of d20s. All right, so I'm gonna go with that. All right, so let's go. 2 javelins sent at the door, which means one of them comes at you with a 19, Fisher.
What?
A javelin. Now it's their it's their ranged
Okay.
round.
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. For a
Do I have?
Yeah.
Is that including cover I get from the door?
Yes, because of the cover, an orc gets +5 when they attack, but complete cover, 3/4 cover gives you +5. So it's basically what I roll on the dice. And I rolled a 19. So,
Fair enough.
so it's 5 points of piercing damage. The second one misses you because it's only an 11. Also, for the defenders, that's a miss. Oh no! You see a defender getting hit by a javelin. He doesn't come back. You just see the javelin go, and he falls to the ground. Yeah.
I rolled a 4 + 6 on my con save for 10.
Thank God.
Just enough to pass. That would have been super awkward.
All right. Yeah, but exactly, just enough. You had trouble. You weren't expecting it. It just go. Okay, I got it.
Obviously, it was Kukulain's spear.
Yeah.
Alright, and another defender is nicked by a javelin. So that's kind of cool. One of the defender received a natural 20 and maximum damage from a javelin. And the other dwarf on the second floor received a normal hit with a 1 plus for damage. So one got maximum twice damage, the other one got minimum normal damage. Life is cruel. Alright, so that was the defenders, and that's all it's... You see a lot of things, a lot of javelin trying to hit you. Even Remy, there's one coming your way, but I'm seriously doubtful that a 5 is enough to hit you. So...
I think Remy would have to be like old and gray?
Well, seeing as how the minimum armor class of a person is 10, even a graying Kenku would be able to dodge this. Alright, so that...
I mean, like, technically it could go as low as 6 if you include, you know, a 1 dexterity modifier.
Yeah.
Oh, no, excuse me, 5.
But they got 5, so even if you were old and feeble, it would have missed. So... Alright, so this is their range round. Alright, so now they're trying to push through. So a whole lot of them are stuck in the vines trying to get out. Some of them look at their fallen comrade from audience's breath weapon and just... It's still... The guy is completely suspended, holding up by the vines that are tangling him, but he's dead, you know. But there's enough of them that it does not exactly bother their effort to get in. So you have a first push. You have them arriving toward the entrance. Fisher, you have your moment of I see something! Make your attack. As a bunch of them, maybe 10 of them, are trying to make their way through the busted open door.
Okay, let's go for 19 to hit.
That is enough.
Okay, and then so that is green flame blade is 1, 2, and then I add a D8 and a D4. Alright. That's cocked. That's okay, so 14 slashing damage, 6 fire damage, and 4 acid damage to the first guy.
Yeah, the first
So
guy,
that's
the first
24
guy,
total.
the first guy who peers in, you strike him, and suddenly you see your blade tear into him, and then an eruption of fire, and an acid at the same time. You just see him fall to the ground. But the other person next to him...
And the guy next to him takes, how much? Okay. 8 fire damage.
8 fire damage, alright. So the first one, it's a real show of color. You get deep green arriving right at you. You get red from the blood. You get bright green from the acid. And it's all shades of green. And a normal type of green just emerging from the wound, hitting the guy right behind him. Alright, well, that was your turn. Well, actually, no, that was your held action. That was your held action. Alright, so they're trying to push in. Meaning that the remaining group of them enters in and tries to start attacking what they can see. So, they have in front of them Fisher, 2 dire wolves, Jorg, and the Fisher, 2 dire wolves, Jorg, and the defender. Okay, so we're gonna go with. Where's my D8? Here you go. D8. So, the first one is attacking a defender, and it hurts. The second one is attacking a defender, and it's the complete opposite, doesn't hurt. And 2 natural ones in a row, come on.
They're all scared from me just bisecting the first guy that walked in the door.
Yeah, they're just... Alright, so, second one that hits, it's another defender that hits. Wow. Alright, so no one wants to hit you right now. They all get in and you all see... You're the one in front of the door, but they have access to 8 people. And you, for some reason, you all see them arrive right in front of you and scatter inside the room, going after everyone else but you.
Oh, that's something.
Yeah.
Sort of get the feeling of the first Highlander movie when he's in the middle of the melee and just going, MacLeod, MacLeod, and no one comes to attack him. You have that feeling a little bit right now. Alright, so they're mostly... They're not even engaging Jorg or the dire wolves. They all went for the defenders.
They see the weak links.
So your caravan is really getting pummeled in this, but you're fine.
Listen,
I will ask.
Yeah.
Are we back at the top of the round?
Yes, this is they're the first one to go with a 21.
Wouldn't the
initiative.
direwolves have taken a turn before that?
Well, unless they wanted to leave the inn and go outside and attack, yes. But if they didn't, no.
Oh. I thought the direwolves were inside.
Yes.
Yeah, they
Okay,
were,
so-
but they
I was
hadn't.
gonna have
The
them
orcs hadn't.
prepare, but I didn't. But I had to command them, so they would have just kind of sat around, I think.
No. Well.
also, are we gonna try and get to the rest of this entire combat before the session ends? I'm just wondering.
Well, I was gonna give it to the Fisher's next initiative because he says that he was gonna try
I'm
and
gonna
blow
close
up
the door.
everything, but or close the door. So I'd say, all right. So this can be a good place to finish for tonight, depending on what Fisher wants to do. Do you want to use the magic liver on your turn, or try and hit another one, or try the clay 4?
Well, seeing as everything's inside the inn now,
Not everything. There's
Well,
9
there are
of
like
them
30
inside
of
the
them.
inn.
There are like 8 inside the inn.
yeah. Is there a large group together still outside somewhere?
Oh yes, there's still a good 40 of them just pushing their way. Some of them are trying to move to the sides, but right in front of the inn, you have a very nice clumped up group of maybe 20 or 25 of them. Half of them stuck inside entangling vines.
Oh yeah, no. In that case, that I'd probably go for the clay 4.
All right, in that case,
Just can't throw it out once everything's locked down.
all right. Well, in that case, we're gonna give it the initiative. We're gonna give it all the way to Fisher, unless you really want to go right now. And depending on what happens when he does what he does, we might end the stream then, or well, it might end mid-fight, or it might end out of fight. All right, so
It's gonna
and
blow up the entire inn. We're all gonna be dead.
so
I mean, I'm at the back. The rest
This
of
gnome
you
built a
will be dead.
nuke.
So, from your point of view, audience, you do see people trying to break in the door to the stable. As you're just arriving in front of the door, that you can see inside and see the stable and where all the carts have been placed, you can see the door of the stable just going. They're trying to break in, but for that round, they haven't broken it. Alright, well, that's all of them. So 20, which means we go to 15 with Remy.
All right. Just so I have the proper visual, like how far away am I from the window I was shooting from, or am I actually right in front of the window?
Well, if you shot from the window, unless you moved away, you are right beside it.
All right, just making sure, because for clear distance. All right, then I don't need to do much. Raimi is going to. Yeah, he will just simply steady aim and take another shot at the orc leader.
Okay.
Oh, that would have been cooler. Oh well. Yeah, 24 will hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, shit. There we go. It's gonna be 4, 8, 11, 14, 18 piercing.
Okay. Come on, it's not working anymore. Okay. He takes it. He doesn't like it. But he takes it. You see a bigger response, just a "Argh!" as you manage to hit him in a tenderer spot of the shoulder. Now he's just glaring at you. If it was his turn, he would probably do.
Yeah, that's all he can do on his turn.
Alright. Remy, 15, which means the next one is Fisher with a 12.
Okay. Yeah, so I will shout, Jorg, I need another ice knife, and then I will pull out the clay 4 from my bag and toss it into the middle of all of the
Entangled mass things.
yeah.
Yeah. Make an improvised weapon roll just for me to see how accurate you were. Did you just throw it right at the center of exactly the tangled mess, or maybe the sides?
Okay. Is that just straight?
Yeah,
strength?
it's like throwing a rock.
Ugh. 10.
Good. I was so hoping you wouldn't say a natural 1.
I rolled a 6, which is not great.
You know,
but-
yeah, but that's probably the comment that you have to give to the throw that you just made. You throw it and, oh man, that's not exactly where I want it, but you know, there's a workaround, so it's okay.
I hit the barn, just the side of the barn.
All right. Anything else? You still have movement and bonus actions?
That would. Then I would no, actually, what am I doing?
I don't know.
I am going to. Can I? So I want to action surge.
I really want to kill a few of them more before this goes off.
Yeah. Can with the action surge, could I stick the lever on the wall and then ready to push it all the way up until after Jorg shoots the ice knife?
Sure, you can. Pulling a lever is probably something that can be done as a bonus action and with your action surge. All right, yeah, sure. So, what?
So I will be sticking the lever on the wall next to the door.
What position?
Starting at the bottom position. And then I'm going to push it all the way to the top once Jorg shoots his ice knife out.
Okay.
Which is what happened. That's what locked the dude out when we were in the barn. If I remember correctly. When I was testing it in the barn, that's what made all the doors shut and then the shimmer go up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Alright, so you ready in action, you prepare your reaction to push or pull a lever. Alright, and it just so happened that it's Mount and Jorg's turn.
Mount gets to go first.
Mount gets to go first, apparently. He keeps...
Unless we...
Mount is doing his swap thing.
Okay. Then go ahead.
Yep, alright, and we'll skip past the Mount. Alright.
What did he roll?
2.
He got distracted. He jumped off and saw a mouse just scurrying on. Oh no, right. Combat. Alright. Jorg! We go to your turn.
Jorg is going to take aim with an ice knife
Alright.
and huck it at that thing. Ooh, with a 23.
To
Get
hit.
it.
Oh wow, alright. So
To hit
Compensation
that,
for my bad toss.
alright.
The toss makes it easier to hit.
You aim, you see the little blue brick, and you release
Yeah.
your cold spell. As
Randy bears witness to this for his end of the bargain on the gnomes.
alright.
He gets the first view too. He's on the second floor.
So let's roll for
That's a happy amount of dice.
Bad part is that they're all D3s.
Yeah. They're just, it's coins. He's just flipped a bunch of coins.
Classic coins.
Alright. So, you aim and you release it. You all see this sort of in slow motion as you all are being very focused on what's happening. It's that audience who's watching the back door exploding. You see the ice knife just go down slowly and then hit the block, and then suddenly there is a sudden and very explosive reaction. The entire field of vision is simply replaced by a red, orange, and black array of color. The explosion sound is so loud that all you can hear after this, after you open your eyes, is the beep. But in grand total, the explosion made 38 points of fire and thunder damage to everything that was in front of it. And when the smoke suddenly clears, well, there's part of the inn that's missing. Part of the wall was taken out by this. And there's no one in front. There is a crater, about 15 feet deep. There's a place where you believe there was a well. You don't see it anymore. And you get a handful of orc on each side, just going wide eyes and then slowly starting to walk away, backing off.
I go, I told you don't know what you're dealing with, and I look at the ones inside with us, and I'm like, last chance to get out.
You see them walk away slowly, with their hands in front of them like this, and walking away. Remy, you see, after, you can still hear just a beep, but you see a handful of orcs exiting the inn and running away. Audience, you heard the explosion from where you are. Your ears aren't ringing, but it feels like you felt the thunderous wave of the explosion also just hits you. When you look back, you notice that part of the front wall is missing. And there's no orc in front of the inn. And the doors of the barn aren't banging anymore.
And then I'm
Audience is
throw
gonna
the lever.
like peek out the hole and just see the crater and just be like, what the fuck?
And you also have this moment of where you see defenders also looking around going, what happened? I don't know! Can you hear anything? I can't hear anything! Fisher, you just push the lever completely up. You see the door where you are. All of the debris just go on the door, and one of the window that is still intact, the one that is on the left, just suddenly just. But there's a hole in the in the end, so that hole doesn't get covered. You just see outside again.
And I'm like, I should have done that before the explosion went off.
Also, should have maybe checked the radius. What if it had just like...
Well, that's the thing with these. The gnome didn't really know what they did other than go boom, so...
So we could definitely all be dead right now.
We were testing it out for it.
Just so that you know, audience, you've seen combat before. When you watch this, it sort of feels like, if there hadn't been a wall, I would most likely have been printed on the wall in front of me. The wall took the brunt of the explosion, only leaving wind for you. Basically, because of the wall, only half damage got through, and guaranteed success on your saving throw. Meaning you just took a large push of thunderous energy.
Rainy just is looking out, seeing the crater where the orc leader used to be, and just thinks, not getting my arrows back.
No, probably not.
And so, we end this episode with audience thinking to himself, my life was saved up by a wall.
Audience is thinking maybe don't just randomly throw gnome explosives. That would always never do.
It worked.
all I can say is that gnome is going to see an excellent movie from possibly the perfect angle.
Yeah, and just
Do you have any more of those, Fisher?
Yes. We have 2 more.
Oh, so we just have 2 literal bombs.
Just be glad, because I thought about it. Be glad I didn't decide to stick 2 of them together and throw them.
Yeah, that would have been a little much. That would have been a little much.
Try to defend the part of you that carries those extra good now.
So, for future reference, if you want to throw this, it's 10d10 of fire and thunder damage divided equally.
So 5d10 fire, 5d10 thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So throw it far. Don't throw it short.
And so if you can calculate this, you'll realize I rolled a lot of 1s.
Yeah. Not the 50 that should average out.
Yeah.
Well, 55.
55.
but
Yeah. But
I mean, so even if I had taken a full hit, I technically wouldn't have died if it had been around. But-
No, I was just...
Yeah.
I was just imaging
It
what
would
you
have
thought
hurt.
after seeing half a
Alright,
wall.
Now I want to imagine audience taking full damage from that. Like, as in, 100.
I still wouldn't die.
But he'd need a revivify.
I can't.
Still would not die.
He'd be counting saving throws, and
Yeah.
most likely you'd look at him and you wouldn't be sure if he's actually completely dead or just mostly dead.
Alright, I do have to go though.
All right. So, well, this is a
we
good
get a-
place to finish the episode for tonight, as all of this suddenly takes grip inside of you, and you see the orcs slowly leaving all of this, and even the dwarves were just looking at all of you. What sort of maniac are you? Kind of expression. And so, with this, the episode ends with the camera going up, going right beside Remy, who is smiling at the show that he got and what he's gonna be able to show. And then everything fades to black. And there's a large writing that just says, "See you next episode." Under.
Do 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 do.
Did we get a radius on the explosion?
Judging from where you threw it, as everyone was getting inside, it's roughly a 50 feet radius.
Holy shit. Good thing Ice Knife's range is 60 feet.
Well, you didn't throw it 60 feet away. This
Yeah,
is why
that's-
part of the inn got blown away.
Yeah. Toss was not the best.
Well, you didn't know. All right, so I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. What's holding the roof up? Well, the front of the inn got pulverized, but the support beam didn't get blown away. So,
Something.
yeah, the center of the inn is still there. It's gonna cost a lot
Hopes
to
and dreams
repair.
is what's holding the roof up.
Yeah, it's mostly support beams. So don't go standing right next to the whatever is left of the second floor. You might fall. But
Yeah.
all right. So thank you all for watching. I hope you had a pleasant evening with us. Sorry for pushing it this far outside of the stated time. I literally lost track of time. I thought we were 15 minutes earlier, so... but thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a pleasant evening. And as always, if you enjoyed the show, you can support the stream by following us on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also support us by subscribing on Twitch, making a donation, or becoming a Patreon. And as always, you can always help us simply by spreading the word or interacting with the content, leaving a like, a comment if you're on YouTube. It helps in many ways. Or just telling your friends about this channel that you mostly like, or guilty pleasure like. You know, you don't want to admit it, but you know, it's kind of alright. So, see you all next Wednesday. As always, stay safe, and especially in those weird times right now, stay healthy. Good night.
Good night.